I'm in Shenandoah National Park at Thornton Gap. This is mile marker 31. Up there's a restroom and very large parking area here. There's my little red car. And this area here, there used to be a fairly large resort complex called Panorama. It's long gone now. But we're going to go over here and get on the trail, and we're going to head north and climb Pass Mountain over here and look for remnants of the old Panorama complex. The elevation here is 2,300 feet. So the parking lot's right up there. You come down here, the trailhead, and here's the intersection with the Appalachian Trail. Now if you go left, that takes you up towards Mary's Rock. That's heading south. We're going to go this way. We're going to head north. And we're going to have to cross over US 211 and kind of walk over there through the Shenandoah Park entrance area and then cross over Skyline Drive, and then we'll be able to start climbing Pass Mountain, which is that mountain over there. Four-tenths of a mile into my hike. The elevation here is 2315, and this is Skyline Drive. That's looking to the north. The Thornton Gap entrance is over that way. The Panorama lot where I parked is over there. Up there's that's Mary's Rock. And here's the Appalachian Trail heading south. That's where I came from, and we're gonna follow the follow the AT across Skyline Drive here, and then when we get over on the other side, though, I'm gonna veer off to the right and try and follow the old service road up to where Panorama used to be. As soon as you cross over Skyline Drive and start coming up this service road, it's not real obvious, but there's the Appalachian Trail heading off to the left. There's a tree up there that has a white blaze on it. So it wouldn't hurt to put a sign there. But anyway, we're going to veer off to the right here and follow this old road up to Panorama if we can find it. Nine-tenths of a mile into my hike. I'm up to 2485. That's where I came from, up this old service road. And right up there, it makes a bend to the left. And right in here somewhere is where the first of 4 or 5 buildings shown on the old maps used to be. See how overgrown this is? I think what I'm going to do is go up here and maybe go wide around this way and look back over there and see if I can see anything. I don't, if it's this overgrown everywhere, then forget it. But let me go up this way and just take a look. Well, I've been pushing my way around through all this dense undergrowth, looking for any signs of the old Panorama Resort, there's a huge number of, I would say an unusually large number of blown down, possibly pushed over trees in through here. It's very, very densely overgrown. And I've seen a couple of rock piles. Here's one right here. I'm over within, now this is based on like maps from the 1930s. I'm within about 60 feet of my point panorama number 5. I'll show that on my map when I do the map talk. And here's a rock pile here. And there might be some more rock piles up this way. I'm going to go up here and take a look. But other than that, I really don't see much. This is pretty close to the road, so, you know, within a couple hundred feet of the road. So it kind of makes sense that they would have tried to totally wipe this off the face of the earth, because that's what they do. That's what the Park Service does. Let me go up this way and take a look. Okay, now I'm within about 20 feet of the 1930s map for Panorama 5. And there's a good sized pile of rocks there. And I think I might see another pile over there. We'll go over there in a second. But I'll record this location too. This is very close to the old map's location for Panorama Building 5. I'll show you which one. I gave them numbers myself, but this, oh, and you know something? Now that I'm standing here, it almost looks like there's a beaten path back to here. Probably goes out to the service road. I'll look around here a little more. I'm going to record this location on my GPS. This is the second rock pile. Okay, here's another big pile of rocks. This one's not as tall as the second pile, but it's a lot wider. So that's probably 3-4 feet high, and from there over to there's what, maybe 15 feet or so. And this is within about 50 feet of the old map location for Panorama 5. So I'll record this one too. I pushed a little further back, and here's another, on the right is a great big huge rock, and then stacked up against it is another rock pile there. I'm going to call that rock pile number 4. And then behind me, right there, is another pile of rocks, a small pile. So that's where I came from. That's fairly cleared out. And then up this way to the north, right up there, the mountain starts getting steep, so I doubt there's anything any further up to the north. So there could be more stuff back this way, though. I'm not sure how far you can go this way before it drops off. But this is definitely the area. Up there's Mary's Rock, just for reference. The service road's over this way. So I'm gonna make my way back to the service road, and then we'll head up towards Pass Mountain. There's another abandoned road going up that way that I'm gonna see if I can find while I'm here. Behind me I found a couple of artifacts. I got pictures of them, some old buckets and a water pitcher. And I'm starting to find my way back out of here, back to the road. And here's part of a, looks like a rock wall. I'll mark this too. It's just before the mountain starts getting steep. See that? I mean, it's going up at about a 45-degree angle here. It looks like they pushed back into here. This might have been a place where they parked an automobile or something. And then the road would have headed down that way. .5 miles into my hike, I'm back out on the main road. The elevation here is 2490, and that's the road heading up towards the Pass Mountain shelter. We'll be going up there in a minute, but I'm gonna go over here and check out this old water tank and see what's up with that. All right, well, there's the water tank. Wow, it's big. That's a big tank. It's sitting on the ground. Let's see, the elevation here is about 2450. I don't know, that could have been a tank to feed water down to the part of Panorama was down there by the Thornton Gap entrance where I parked my car. I think there was like a restaurant there. So this is higher than that, so this could have been a gravity feed down to that. Because I can't imagine this being a tank for the cottages and things that were back behind me. Anyway, I'll get some still photos of this and record the location on the map. Piece of old iron pipe here next to the water tank. .7 miles into my hike. The elevation here is 2725, and this is the Pass Mtn Hut. It's maintained by PATC, Potomac Appalachian Trail Club. There's where I came from, down the service road, and I'll probably go back that way. So I'm gonna take my pack off, drink some water, and eat an energy bar, and I'll take a few still pictures, and then I'm going to be heading back down towards my car. It's downhill all the way from here. Here's the spring behind the hut. Got water coming out of an iron pipe. Pretty nice flow there. There's the back side of the hut. Three miles into my hike, I pushed on past the Pass Mountain Shelter a little ways on the Pass Mountain Trail to the east. I'll show you on the map. And I've descended some, looking for an old abandoned road down this way. And I think this is it right here. Because there's a Pass Mountain Trail, comes around that bend here. And if you just keep going straight, that looks like it could be the old road. I'm going to push in here a little ways and see if it is. If it is, I'll have to assess if I'll think I can follow it back towards the Panorama area. Up this way is the shelter. So I'm going to push in here just a short distance to at least establish a track. And if I have to, I'll back out, go back up here to the shelter and just head back the same way I came up. If I think I can push through, I might try that. .7 miles into my hike, I'm up to 2,800 feet. So I followed the old trace of the road to where it crossed a creek, and then I lost track of it. So then I circled back to the shelter, which is down that way, came up here on this Blue Blaze Trail, and here's the Appalachian Trail right here. So I'm gonna follow this back down to Skyline Drive and back over to where my car is parked. So the rest of this is going to be on the AT heading south. .3 miles into my hike, I'm still descending on the Appalachian Trail. The elevation here is 2,600 feet. And there, just off the trail, here's the AT right here. That's the way I'm headed. And just off to the there's Mary's Rock. There's the AT, Mary's Rock, and right over here is a wellhead. And this is higher up on the mountain than that big water tank, so it's possible that this well right here, it could feed that big water tank by gravity. So I don't know. That wellhead looks fairly modern. .5 miles into my hike, I'm down at 2,550 feet. I just stepped off the AT. The AT's right over there. Because I saw this thing, it's got a concrete roof. This is a well. I can hear water in there. I can hear water running. And that thing is probably, it looks like it's got a metal door on it. And it's standing probably, it's about as tall as I am, so almost 6 feet, about 5'10" or so, 5'11", with a concrete roof, and it's kind of dug into the side of the hill there. So I'll mark this location. Now this is a fairly big well. That other one higher up was smaller. This one's big. So, and this looks older, so this could have been one of the ones that runs downhill and feeds that big water tank, which is down that way somewhere. .6 miles into my hike, I'm down to 2,510 feet. And that's where I came from, down the Appalachian Trail. Maybe you can see the white blaze on that tree over there to the right. Came down that way, and when you get to this signpost, it says AT right on it. Take a right, and we're going to continue on down this way. And I'm just going to follow the Appalachian Trail all the way back to my car. This is a map of today's hike. The quadrangle name is Thornton Gap, 1994, and the purpose of the hike, the main purpose of the hike, was to search for any artifacts, rock piles from the Panorama Resort Ruins. I parked right here. That says Panorama. There was part of the Panorama Resort Complex was down here. That black building there is not there anymore. Instead, there's a rest comfort station right about there coming in here. But there's a large parking area here, and it's next to the Appalachian Trail. This section here is the Appalachian Trail. It goes up to Mary's Rock this way. I got on the AT and headed north this way, crossed over US 211, then crossed over Skyline Drive. Then I turned right and headed up this old service road up to here. Now this area in here, there was a bunch of buildings. I'll show you what's indicated on the old map here in a minute. Over here, though, it was super overgrown, so I gave up looking there. I did find a bunch of stuff here, some fairly large rock piles, an old white enameled water pitcher, and some rusted out pails, galvanized pails, up in this area here. Got back down on the service road. Continued on here, came down here to investigate this water tank. Now this thing is really big. So the only thing down here these days is the comfort station and this entrance here, which has got a little building for the rangers, but I don't know. I can't imagine that they need the amount of water that could be stored in this thing. So I'm thinking this might have been there for the Panorama when it was still there. Anyway, continued on up this road here. I was planning to bushwhack this old road, but I couldn't find anything when I got up into this area, so I continued on up to here. This is the Pass Mountain Shelter. Now once I got up here, I decided, well, I couldn't find the road from this end. Maybe I could find it from this end. So I came on to the east like this along Pass Mountain Trail, and when I got to this sharp bend in the trail, sure enough, I found the old road. So I bushwhacked into here until just a little bit past, with a dashed line here indicates where the creek comes through. I crossed over that and then I lost the road. So I circled back up to the shelter like this, and then I decided to come back along the Appalachian Trail. This is the AT right here. Found a well here and a well here, and then I drew this in. This wasn't indicated on this map. Back down to my car like that. Ended up being 5.3 miles with a total ascent of 896 feet. Now, let me show you the old map. This is Stony Man, 1933. And you'll see that up here where I was looking, it says Panorama Hotel. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different buildings shown there. So that's where I was looking, right there. And then this green line here was the road heading up this way that I wasn't able to find down here, but I did find it up here at this end. And that was the hike for today.